Hello, I'm Brother Peter Hinde, Carmelite. We're all professed as brothers of Our Lady of Mount Carmel, and I figure that's the most important title for me, even though I'm an ordained priest and have worked in Latin America for off and on for many years. And in this little moment of sharing, I'd like to comment about the Carmelite charism that sometimes we, in our media, talk about it being prayer and service, but that doesn't really signal what we are about in the following of Elijah and Mary, because I think we have to focus on the prophetic aspect of our charism and define ourselves as a contemplative community for prophetic action, which I think squares more with Mary's Magnificat and Elisha as a prophet challenging the abuse of authority of his time. And the Lord knows we have abuse of authority in our own day. And one of our concerns should be to respond to that in terms of both a study of the situation that brings that about and then challenge authority with the gospel. I think Titus Brandsma and Edith Stein are the saints for our day, obviously. I hope that, Edith is already canonized and Titus shortly to become canonized, I think. And Titus has always been an important figure for me since I was Master of Students here at Whitefriars Hall in the 60s, and feel that his life is so clearly an example of someone doing the analysis of the reality of his day and then challenging a government that was very abusive and trying to manipulate the church. Well, power today tries to manipulate the church, tries to manipulate Carmelites, and we have to be alert to that demonic in society and then challenge it. So, and I'm delighted, that Pope Francis now is with us to challenge us, because I think he really is prophetic, and his encyclicals that he has written are examples of that, and particularly Laudato Si, on the climate change. I think really we should be on that issue because it threatens the very creation of God's work from the beginning, creation that sustains us, our ongoing existence, and it's threatened today by the abuse of authority that is both military, industrial, and political. So we have to be alert to figures like Eisenhower, who warned us about the military-industrial complex, and I think we should be challenging that. I think if we could do that, I think we'd be fulfilling our Carmelite vocation, to tackle that problem of the threat to the world of our military-industrial complex, and I mean, we have a military leader warned us already back in the 50s of the danger of this power unit behind the scenes taking over our foreign policy and domestic policy, and it's so obvious today with the military just taking half of our budget and no questions asked. And yet we're in dire need in different social aspects of our life. The education is being denied our youth by reason of this commitment to the military. So I'm an ex-military myself. Was at one point at the vanguard of the military, in World War II as a fighter pilot. But I soon learned that our problem was the very technology that was giving us a powerful lead on other countries. And that particular demonic has taken over our nation. So that, I think, constitutes my message, and I feel like Titus, who challenged the power of his day, you know, collaborating with the Archbishop of Utrecht, you know, to not to comply with the Nazification of the education and of the church's ministry there, you know. So my hope is that we can really live Titus's, which I think is really an example of our the best of our Carmelite response to the call we have through Mary and Elijah. Thank you.